For years, Mama's Family brought laughter, warmth, and unforgettable chaos into living rooms across America. With its sharp humor, colorful characters, and the wonderfully complicated Harper family, the series became more than just a television comedy. It became a comforting place viewers could return to again and again. At the center of it all was the unforgettable Mama, Thelma Harper, a woman with a quick comeback, a strong opinion, and absolutely no fear of saying exactly what was on her mind. Around her was a remarkable collection of characters who could turn an ordinary family argument into comedy gold. But behind those hilarious moments were talented actors whose performances helped make the show so special. Over the years, many beloved members of the Mama's Family cast have passed away, leaving behind memories that continue to make audiences smile. Some appeared in major roles, while others made shorter appearances that still left a lasting impression. Together, they helped create a world filled with laughter, affection, frustration, romance, and the kind of family madness that somehow felt familiar. And perhaps that is why Mama's Family remains so memorable. The Harpers could argue over almost anything, turn a simple dinner into complete confusion, and still remind us that family bonds have a funny way of surviving even the wildest moments. As we remember these 22 talented performers, this is not simply a story of loss. It is a celebration of the laughter they gave us, the characters they brought to life, and the television memories that continue to live on. So get comfortable and join us as we look back at the beloved actors who helped make Mama's Family unforgettable. Some of their stories may surprise you, while others may bring back memories of favorite episodes and moments you have not thought about in years. And if Mama's Family ever made you laugh, smile, or feel a little more at home, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more stories celebrating the unforgettable stars of classic television. Now, our journey begins with the talented faces whose performances became part of television history. One of the most unforgettable stars connected to Mama's Family was Ken Berry, the talented actor who played Vinton Harper. Vinton was sweet, lovable, and sometimes hilariously clueless. No matter how complicated life became inside the Harper household, his innocent personality added a special kind of comedy to the show. Ken Berry had a remarkable gift for physical comedy. A simple expression, an awkward movement, or a perfectly timed reaction could make audiences laugh. But beneath the humor, Vinton also had a gentle heart. His relationship with Naomi brought romance, misunderstandings, and plenty of funny moments to the series. Their love story was rarely peaceful, but that was exactly what made it so entertaining. Ken Berry passed away in 2018 at the age of 85. His career extended far beyond Mama's Family, but for countless fans, Vinton Harper remains one of his most cherished roles. Another beloved performer was Dorothy Lyman, remembered as the glamorous and outspoken Naomi Oates Harper. Naomi could walk into a room with confidence, charm, and enough personality to turn Mama's mood upside down in seconds. Her playful romance with Vinton became one of the show's most entertaining relationships. Naomi and Mama were often on opposite sides of an argument, and their verbal battles created some truly unforgettable comedy. Yet, beneath all the teasing and tension was the feeling that these characters were connected by something stronger than their disagreements: family. The cast also included the wonderfully talented Beverly Archer, who played Iola Boylan. Iola was the Harpers' eccentric neighbor and Mama's loyal friend. With her handmade crafts, colorful personality, and wonderfully awkward romantic hopes, Iola quickly became a fan favorite. She could arrive with a strange homemade creation and somehow turn an ordinary conversation into a hilarious scene. Her friendship with Mama gave the series warmth, while her longtime feelings for Vinton created another layer of comedy.
These performances worked because the actors understood something important. The funniest characters are often the ones who feel completely real. They had dreams, disappointments, romances, arguments, and embarrassing moments, just like everyone else. And that was the magic of Mama's Family. Behind every sharp comeback was affection. Behind every ridiculous argument was a family that somehow remained together. But as we continue looking back, more familiar faces and remarkable stories are waiting. Some actors became television legends, while others left their mark through smaller but memorable appearances. Each one added something unique to the world of Mama's Family, helping create a comedy that generations of viewers still enjoy today.
Another unforgettable performer connected to the world of Mama's Family was Harvey Korman, a comedy legend whose talent for timing and character work made almost every scene feel unpredictable. He was especially memorable as Ed Higgins, the long-suffering husband of Eunice. Their marriage was loud, complicated, and often hilariously chaotic. Ed frequently found himself caught between Eunice's dramatic personality and Mama's unstoppable opinions. One wrong word could turn a simple family gathering into a full-scale argument. Yet Harvey Korman played those moments with such skill that even Ed's frustration became comedy gold. Harvey Korman passed away in 2008 at the age of 81, leaving behind an extraordinary television legacy. His work continues to remind audiences just how powerful great comedic timing can be. Then there was Betty White, one of television's most beloved stars, who played Ellen Harper Jackson. Ellen was Mama's sophisticated daughter, always trying to appear elegant and polished, even when her family made that nearly impossible. Whenever Ellen entered the Harper household, viewers could almost feel trouble approaching. She wanted refinement, Mama wanted honesty, and the combination was absolutely hilarious. Betty White brought charm and sharp humor to the role, creating a character who could be glamorous one moment and completely overwhelmed by her family the next. Betty White passed away in 2021 at the age of 99, just weeks before what would have been her 100th birthday. Her remarkable career touched generations of viewers, and her appearances as Ellen remain a treasured part of the Mama's Family story. Another important name was Carol Burnett, whose unforgettable portrayal of Eunice helped shape the world that eventually became Mama's Family. Eunice was emotional, dramatic, ambitious, and constantly searching for the happiness she believed life owed her. Her relationship with Mama was complicated. They could argue with incredible intensity, but beneath all that frustration was something deeply human. Eunice wanted love and approval, while Mama had her own stubborn way of showing affection. Their scenes could make viewers laugh one moment and feel surprisingly emotional the next. That mixture of comedy and heart became one of the greatest strengths of the entire Mama's Family universe. These characters were exaggerated, but their relationships often felt familiar. Families argue, people misunderstand each other, romance becomes messy, and sometimes the person who annoys you the most is also someone you cannot imagine living without. As we continue remembering the remarkable performers who helped create this unforgettable comedy world, even more familiar faces are waiting. Their laughter may belong to another era of television, but the joy they created still feels alive whenever an old episode begins. Another memorable performer from the Mama's Family universe was Roddy McDowall, an actor whose remarkable career stretched across decades. His appearance added another familiar and respected face to the show's colorful collection of guest stars. McDowall had the rare ability to move effortlessly between drama and comedy, always bringing intelligence and personality to his performances. He passed away in 1998 at the age of 70, but his enormous body of work continues to be celebrated by film and television fans.
Then there was the legendary Alan Oppenheimer, whose career became known for an incredible variety of performances. Actors like him demonstrated why even supporting and guest appearances could make such a strong impression. In a comedy as energetic as Mama's Family, every character needed to match the wild rhythm of the Harrop household, and talented performers helped make that possible. The series also welcomed Doris Hess, remembered for her work in television and for contributing to the wonderfully unpredictable world surrounding Mama and her family. These performers may not always have stood at the center of every episode, but their presence helped make Raytown feel like a real community filled with eccentric neighbors, friends, relatives, and unexpected visitors. And that was part of the show's secret charm. You never quite knew who might walk through Mama's door next. One visitor could bring romance, another could bring trouble, and sometimes the same person could bring both. Of course, Mama usually had something to say about all of it. Whether someone arrived with good news, bad news, or a ridiculous idea, Thelma Harper could deliver a reaction that instantly became the funniest moment in the room. The talented actors surrounding her understood how to play against that enormous personality. Some challenged Mama, some feared her, others tried to outsmart her, which, as fans know, was usually a very dangerous plan. As the years passed, many performers connected to this beloved comedy left behind extraordinary careers and unforgettable memories. Their work reminds us that a television series is built not only by its biggest stars, but by every performer who walks onto the set and gives the audience a moment worth remembering. That is why looking back at Mama's Family feels like opening an old family photo album. Some faces instantly bring a smile. Others make us wonder where the years went. But each memory carries a little piece of the laughter that made the show so special. And there are still more remarkable actors to remember, performers whose talent, humor, and unforgettable personalities helped turn the chaotic world of the Harper family into television history.
Among the many familiar faces who appeared in the world of Mama's Family was Imogene Coca, a true pioneer of television comedy. With her expressive face, energetic personality, and fearless approach to humor, she could make even the simplest moment unforgettable. Imogene Coca belonged to a generation of performers who helped shape television comedy itself. By the time she appeared on Mama's Family, audiences already knew they were watching someone special. She passed away in 2001 at the age of 92, leaving behind a legacy filled with laughter. Another memorable guest was Murray Hamilton, a respected character actor who appeared in countless films and television productions. He had a wonderful ability to make a character feel believable almost immediately. Whether the scene called for seriousness, frustration, or comedy, Hamilton brought a natural presence to the screen. He passed away in 1986 at the age of 63, but his work continues to be discovered by new generations. The series also featured Anne Haney, a talented actress known for bringing warmth, humor, and personality to supporting roles. She had the kind of screen presence that could make viewers remember a character even after a brief appearance. Anne Haney passed away in 2001 at the age of 67. Like so many gifted character actors, she left behind a collection of performances that continue to live through television reruns and classic films. And then there was Richard Dawson, a performer whose charm and quick wit made him one of television's most recognizable personalities. His connection to the broader comedy world surrounding Mama added yet another layer of classic television history. What makes these performers so fascinating is how different they were from one another. Some were masters of physical comedy, others could get a laugh with nothing more than a raised eyebrow. Some played lovable characters, while others created trouble the moment they entered the room.
but together they contributed to an era of television when personality mattered enormously. That is one reason Mama's Family continues to attract viewers. The comedy was big, the arguments were loud, and the characters were wonderfully imperfect. Yet there was always something warm beneath the madness. You could laugh at Vinton's confusion, Naomi's confidence, Iola's unusual creations, or Mama's brutally funny observations. And somewhere between all those jokes, the show reminded us that family life can be ridiculous, frustrating, and strangely beautiful all at once. As we continue remembering the performers who are no longer with us, their work remains very much alive. Every rerun brings back their voices, their expressions, and the moments that made audiences laugh. And our journey is not finished yet. More unforgettable names and stories are still ahead as we continue celebrating the talented performers who helped make this classic comedy such a lasting part of television history.
Another beloved performer remembered by classic television fans is Alan Kaiser, best known to Mama's Family viewers as Bubba Higgins. Bubba arrived in the Harper household with youthful energy, charm, and just enough mischief to keep Mama busy. His relationship with Mama became one of the sweetest parts of the later series. She could lecture him, criticize his choices, and give him that famous look that could silence almost anyone. But beneath it all, there was genuine affection. Bubba brought a younger generation into the Harper home, creating new opportunities for romance, misunderstandings, and wonderfully awkward comedy. The show also featured many talented character actors who helped transform Raytown into a place that felt larger than one household. Earl Bone, remembered by audiences for his extensive film and television career, was one of those recognizable performers. He passed away in 2023 at the age of 81, leaving behind decades of memorable work. Another familiar face was Don S. Davis, a respected actor who became known for bringing authority and warmth to his roles. He passed away in 2008 at the age of 65. His career crossed many genres, proving how versatile the performers appearing around the Harper family could be. Richard Caron was another character actor whose work contributed to the rich world of classic television. Performers like Caron often had the difficult job of entering an established comedy, immediately finding the rhythm and making their character memorable, all within a limited amount of screen time. That takes real talent. And perhaps that is what makes revisiting an older series so fascinating. You begin watching for Mama's sharp one-liners, but suddenly you recognize a guest star from another favorite show or movie. It feels like discovering an old friend hiding inside a familiar memory. The Harper household was the perfect place for these characters to appear because absolutely anything could happen there. A quiet afternoon could become a family crisis, a romantic evening could turn into an argument, and a simple misunderstanding could somehow involve half of Raytown before Mama finally discovered the truth. Yet, no matter how wild things became, the laughter always brought everyone back together. The performers who are no longer with us gave audiences something that time cannot erase. Their scenes remain preserved, ready to make someone laugh again. Perhaps a longtime fan who remembers watching the original broadcasts, or perhaps a new viewer discovering the Harper family for the very first time. That is the wonderful thing about classic television. The actors may leave the stage, but their performances continue. And as we move closer to the final names on our list, the memories become even more meaningful, reminding us just how many talented people helped create the unforgettable, hilarious, and surprisingly heartfelt world of Mama's Family. One name that stands above all others in the story of Mama's Family is Vicki Lawrence, the brilliant performer who transformed Thelma Harper into one of television's most unforgettable characters. With her sharp tongue, hilarious expressions, and fearless attitude, Mama could take control of any room with a single sentence. What made Thelma Harper so special was that she was never just a punchline. Beneath the complaints, arguments, and brutally funny observations was a woman who cared deeply about her family, even if her version of affection sometimes arrived wrapped in sarcasm. The chemistry between the performers made that world believable. Ken Berry brought sweetness and innocence to Vinton. Dorothy Lyman gave Naomi confidence, glamour, and romantic energy. Beverly Archer made Iola wonderfully eccentric and lovable. Alan Kaiser brought youthful charm as Bubba. Together, the cast created something rare, a television family that could drive each other completely crazy and still feel inseparable. That is why the loss of so many talented performers connected to the series feels deeply emotional for longtime viewers. We remember more than names and faces. We remember how they made us feel. We remember laughing at an argument that became more ridiculous with every sentence. We remember Mama's unforgettable reactions. We remember romances that never seemed to go smoothly and family gatherings that could become disasters before anyone even sat down to eat. And somehow, we loved every chaotic minute of it. The actors we have remembered throughout this journey came from different backgrounds and built very different careers. Some became major television legends. Others became familiar character actors whose faces audiences instantly recognized. But each contributed something to the larger story of classic entertainment. Their greatest legacy may be the simplest one. They made people laugh. Years can pass, television styles can change, new generations can discover new stars, but genuine laughter has no expiration date. So the next time you watch an episode of Mama's Family, notice the little things, the perfectly timed expression, the awkward silence before a punchline, the way one character reacts while another is speaking. Those moments were created by performers who understood the art of comedy. Their work remains with us, preserved in every episode and every cherished memory. If this look back brought back memories for you, share your favorite Mama's Family character or episode in the comments. And if you enjoy celebrating the stars and stories of classic television, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more unforgettable journeys into entertainment history. Because while the years may move forward, the laughter these talented performers gave us will always have a place in our hearts.